Hi. In this video, I'm going to explain you that how uh, OpenCart database is configured and what all things you have to understand before going ahead and attempting the queries. Please note that there are few things which you have to follow when you are working on. There are few rules in OpenCart which you have to follow whenever you are trying to understand this database. Very first thing, OpenCart. What exactly is OpenCart? OpenCart is an e-commerce solution. It is a CMS, content management system, which is for the e-commerce domain. So, in case you want to build a website like Flipkart or Amazon or Mantra or any other website, you can use OpenCart to build that particular website. There are several other CMS as well, like Magento is there, Shopify, WooCommerce, PrestaShop. So all these CMSs are there, and you can go ahead and work with them. OpenCart has one of the most logical database structures, and that is why we are starting with the same. But you will find that the other CMS also have it on the similar lines. Now let's start with OpenCart. Once you have imported the OpenCart database, this is how it will show up over here. Click on OpenCart. This will expand the tables, and this is also the list of tables which are going to be there. First, we will start with the product tables. So over here, type product and hit enter. Please note that until now you must have been taught that a database has to have foreign keys. So that is true, and that is something which we will always recommend whenever you are developing a system from scratch. But since OpenCart is an open source system, it has its own rules, and in those rules, there is no provision for um, in those rules, they do not have foreign keys. Now, why they do not have foreign keys? That's because um, OpenCart supports large number of plugins, and in case we are going to have foreign keys, creating a plugin for the OpenCart system might be a bit difficult, and it might start having issues with other plugins which a user might install, and that is why this particular foreign key concept has not been added into it. But now, in case foreign key is not added, it means you would not know that how a particular table is in relation with another table. So for that purpose, we have to follow a naming convention. So very first thing, any table that will start. So if I say you have to find a product table, so please note that it will always start with product. Okay. In case you have to find an order table, it will always start with the order. So the name of the table will be starting with product, or the name of the table will be starting with order. Example over here. OC is a prefix. You can add the prefix, you can remove the prefix, completely up to you. But this is where the table name starts, like product filter. So like product. So this is the main table of product. Then we have several number of supporting tables like product attribute, product description, product discount, etc. So these are product tables. But you would have found, you must be wondering that why am I not calling this as a product table? That's because it starts with coupon. So this is a coupon table. Okay. So this might be a supporting table of a coupon uh, table system. Similarly, this is a order table. This is not a product table. So now once that particular concept is clear, let's go ahead and look at product table. So in the product table, let's go to the structure. Okay. And in the structure over here, at the top you have browse. Browse shows all the data which is there in the table. Structure shows the structure of the entire table. In the structure, you will find very first thing, this particular symbol shows that it's a primary key. Kindly note that the primary key of a table, okay, will always have the table name underscore ID. Example, this particular table name is product. So its primary key is product underscore ID. Similarly, this table name is stock underscore status underscore ID. So the table name will be, yes, you guessed it right. It is stock underscore status table. We will go ahead and look into those as well. Now, once we start with product ID, so This is a primary key. Then model, let's ignore it. SKU is a stock keeping unit. Now, what is a stock keeping unit? So this is a unique identifier for a product in your store. Please note that this is true in your store, not somewhere outside. Let's assume that you have a shop and I also have a shop. Okay. So both have a Kirana shop and you are selling Ashirwad Atta, okay, which is a product by ITC. And you have mentioned the unique identifier for Ashirwad Atta as Ashirwad dash Atta dash 1 kg, Ashirwad dash Atta dash 2 kg, Ashirwad dash Atta dash 5 kg. So you have different packets and you have a unique identifier for each of them. At the same time, I'm also selling the same item, but I'm calling it ITC underscore Atta underscore 1, ITC underscore Atta underscore 2, ITC underscore Atta underscore 5. So it's the same item, but you called it as Ashirwad dash Atta dash 1 kg. I called it ITC underscore Atta underscore 1. Now, then we both decided, so okay, instead of running a small shop, let's go ahead and merge and make it a bigger shop. Fine. When we tried to merge the inventory, we found that there was no unique identifier. How to identify that this particular atta is the same thing which we both are selling? So for that purpose, we will find that there is a concept called UPC, Universal Product Code. So you must have seen on a wrapper of Maggie or a wrapper of Ashirwad Atta uh, or a packet of Ashirwad Atta that there is a barcode. That barcode is the UPC, Universal Product Code. Okay, this is a unique code which is same across every single item which is being produced by that company. Okay, example, your Ashirwad Atta packet which you have marked it as Ashirwad dash Atta dash 1 kg, and the one which I had ITC underscore Atta underscore 1, both will have the same UPC. So now based on the UPC, we can merge the inventory together, we can sum the inventory together, and now we have a common system which will work. And this is how Amazon works. So if you go to Amazon, you would find that the same item is being sold by multiple people. Let's go ahead and have a look over here. Let's say this one. I'm not sure if multiple sellers are selling it or not. Because this is a very particular one. Just a second. Let me go to Maggie. So this Maggie packet, there are different sellers who are selling it. So these are 4 sellers: Gmart, All India General Mart, Amazon. So all of them are selling the same item. But how does Amazon website know that these people are selling the same item? That's based on the UPC. Okay, I hope now the concept is clear. UPC is the most popular one in the world, and then comes EAN, European Article Number. Again, it is same as UPC, but Europeans have a habit of adding new things. It's not just habit of adding new things, but that has its own purpose. We will get into it later. And then we have JAN, Japanese Article Number, then ISBN, International Standard Book Number. So this, if you have seen any of the books by a proper publisher, you will find that there is a barcode at the end, at the back side of the book or in the inside of the book, and that barcode is having a unique number. That unique number is the ISBN number. You can search on Amazon or anywhere, even on Google, using the ISBN number, and you'll be able to find the same item. Then MPN, that is manufacturer part number. I'm going to ignore it right now. It will take some time to explain it. Then we have location, the location of the item. So whether the item is available in Gurgaon or Noida or Ghaziabad, etc. Quantity, that what is the how many number of items are there for that particular product. Okay. Now we call it inventory as well. So please do remember this name, quantity and inventory. And there is a concept which will come again for the quantity, and we will talk about it later. Then we have a stock status ID. Now I have already explained you that since the name is a stock underscore status underscore ID. So what should be the table name? It should be stock underscore status. So what we will do is, let's open in another tab, and over here let's type stock underscore status. So once we hit stock underscore status, the list will show up. And over here, if we go to structure, we will find that stock underscore status underscore ID, this is the primary key. But how come we have two primary keys over here? No, we do not have two primary keys. This is a composite key. So you can see that using stock underscore status underscore ID and language ID, we have created a composite key, and that composite key is the primary key of this particular table. But since I have already told you that there is a concept where every table will have its name underscore ID as the primary key, so you have to remember that. Now, when we have language underscore ID, it means that there is a language table as well. So let's verify whether am I correct or not. So we will go ahead and search over here for language. Yes, it's there. And if we go to structure, we will find that language underscore ID is the primary key. This is the index. Okay, so don't get confused by the symbol. Now, over here, why do we have the language ID? That's because the stock status ID, that stock is, e-commerce websites are in multiple languages. So that might be in Hindi, that might be in English, that might be in Tamil, Telugu, etc. So in such a case, what will happen? If you see the website in Hindi, it might be a possibility that instead of showing um, the stock status as in stock, they might say Godam mein hai. So in case that happens, this is how the data will show up. So let's do an insert. Uh, we have it as 7. 7 why? Because it is still the stock status ID is 7. It is in stock. But now we are going to have it for another language. Let's verify whether we have another language in the system or not. So before that, over here we cannot find the language. Let's add it. Let's add language ID as 2, as Hindi, and code is HI. Locale is HI. I mean, it's not, locale is not HI. It has to be something different. But right now, let's leave it to that. Then the directory, we do not need it. Sort order. Let's say sort order is 2. Okay, and the status is 1. So now we can see that Hindi as a language has been added. So let's go ahead. So now you might be wondering, why did we need to add Hindi as a language over here when we do not have foreign key? That's because the foreign key is not there, but you have to, as a programmer, manage that foreign key relation using your programs. So you have to keep that in mind whenever you are working on OpenCart or any other system where we do not have foreign keys. So language ID is 2, that is Hindi, and let's call it Godam mein, and save it. So I hope now this will clarify that 7 in English, I mean the stock status 7 in English will be called in stock, and the same thing in Hindi will be called Godam mein hai. Okay, please do understand this particular concept over here, because language ID concept will be coming up further in other tables as well, and you will have to use it whenever you are going to work in the future. So now going back, so we have stock status ID. Now we have image. For that, let me go to Mintra. Sorry, change the language. Let me go to Mantra.com. Over here, let's go to women, dresses. Okay, so these are the images which are being shown by default. So these are the main images of the product. Okay, and these main images are the ones which are going to go over here in this image table. So if you open a product, this is how, this is the main image, because these are other images. Okay, now when we have other images, how are we going to enter those images in the system? Are we going to enter them over here? We have only one column, that is image. So if you see the browse, you'll find that we have the image URL over here. How do we add other URLs into the system? Are we going to add number of columns for image 1, image 2, image 3, image 4? No, because a product might have 20 images. We are not going to alter the layout of the table just because there are going to be multiple images. What we are going to do is we are going to have a concept of mapping, and you will find that there is another table called product image. So now you will realize why we need the helper tables. Product image. Now product image will be having all the products and their corresponding images like this. So product ID, then image URL. Product ID, then image URL. So you can see that a product has multiple images over here. The unique key is product image ID. So, but since it is not being used over here, that's why I did not talk about it. Unique key is, you can see the primary key is product image ID and the table name is product image. So still we are following the same standards. Okay, I hope this particular concept is clear. In case it is not clear, please check with your mentor. He will be able to explain it. So the main image goes over here and product image goes over here. Now, when we have a look at this particular product, we can see that first this image is showing, then this one, then this one, then this one. Okay. It didn't happen that this image became the first image. That's because it's based on the sort order. So you can see that there is a column called sort order. So let's say we want to show this image at first. So the sort order will be 0. This image as next one. The sort order can be 2. This can be 3. Now we want to show this particular image as the second one. So we will be having sort order as 1. So the lower the sort order, the higher uh, the first the image will be showing up. Okay. So now after this, we move further. Image and image product image table done. Now we have manufacturer ID. Okay. Now how do so where are we going to find it? It is going to be in the manufacturer table. So like this, manufacturer. Over here you can see in the structure we have manufacturer ID as the primary key, name, image, etc. Now then we have shipping. Shipping is tiny int. This value is going to be either 0 or 1. Give me a second, please. I'll be back in a second. So let's resume shipping. Now shipping is going to be tiny int. It is the value is going to be either 0 or 1. So when we are going to have 0 and 1, there are going to be some products which do not need shipping. What does it mean? That 1 means the product needs shipping whenever it is going to be bought, and 0 means the product does not need any shipping. So what are the products which are going to need shipping? Which do not need shipping and still they are going to be bought? Example, software. Any software which has been bought, does not need to be shipped. It can be just downloaded. Or a song, or a Netflix subscription, or any antivirus. So those kind of things do not need shipping, and that is when it will have the shipping value set as 0. Then we have price. Whatever the price of the product is. Then points. These are the reward points. So whenever you buy this particular product, you will get these many number of reward points. Then we have tax class ID. So again, you can go into tax underscore class table, and there you will be able to understand what exactly is the tax class ID. Then we have date available. So please note that date available means, so let's take an example. Flipkart says that we are going to have a flash sale running on 14th November at 3 p.m. Now, are there going to be any software developers who are going to sit and just start that particular sale at that time? No. They're just going to key in the value over here, date available like this, with the time. And whenever that time comes, automatically the product will start showing up. Okay. Then we have weight. So whatever the weight of the product is. Then we have weight class ID. Now, this is an important concept. Please do understand. Please pay attention. Let's go to weight underscore class. We have weight class table and we have weight class description. So once we go to weight class, you can see 1, 2, 5, 6, and the values are 1000, 2.2, and 35.2. It might not make sense right now. Let's go over here. We have weight class, then the language ID, then the title. Why do we have the language ID? Because when we are going to see it in Hindi, we are not going to write it as KILO. We are going to write as Ka, Iki Matra, etc. Like that. So that's why we have kilogram over here, and then the language, based on the language, it is going to be different. Now we have weight class ID 1 says kilogram, weight class ID 2 says gram. Over here we see 1, that is kilogram, means 1, and 2 grams means 1000. So 1000 grams equal to 1 kilogram. So that's a conversion unit which has been provided. Then 2.2 pounds. See, 2 point, this is pound and this is ounce. So 2.2 pounds is equal to 1 kg. So 1 kg has been set in the system as a base weight unit, and rest of them are going to have a conversion rate as per that. So in case somebody comes and says कि नहीं नहीं हमें ये product की we have to show the weight of the product in, let's say, grams. So all you have to do is just go in the system, find out the grams correspond to which particular weight class ID, you know the value, and now you can convert that particular kgs into grams by multiplying. And in case you have it in grams and you want to convert it to kg, you can just divide it. So this way conversion will work. I hope this was not confusing. In case it is confusing, you can talk to your mentor. Then we have length, length with height, again product with length with height, and then the length class ID. So let's go to length underscore class. So here again we have length class and length class description. So here we have length, sorry, this is still weight class. Length 123, 110.39. 1 centimeter, 10 millimeter equal to 1 centimeter, and 0.39 inches equal to 1 centimeter. So again, this is the base value, and the conversion values are over here. I hope this is clear now. Then we have length class ID. We are not seeing any, we saw that length class ID is there, but we have not seen width class ID and height class ID. That's because the system, whenever we provide any dimensions, we generally provide in the same unit. So it's not like that the height is 22 millimeter and the width is 13 centimeter. No, nobody does like that. It will be either all in millimeters, all in centimeters, etc., etc. And you must have seen people writing it like this: 34 cross 20 something cross, like this, and then we have centimeter. So now we know that length, width, height. So this is how it has been defined. Then we have subtract, again tiny int. So we just it is 0 or 1. Subtract 0 means subtract 1 means whenever an item will be sold, the quantity will be reduced. Do we remember the quantity over here? Over here, this is the quantity. This will be reduced whenever the subtract value is 1, and it will not be reduced in case the subtract value is 0. In what case we are not going to reduce the quantity? In case of downloadable products, which we do not need to ship. We can sell the same song as many number of times as we wish, because we are selling the license. We are not selling the physical copy of the song. Then we have minimum. You must have seen that there are certain products. I'll just go ahead and show it to you. Let's take an example of flight flops for men, and just a minute. This is the example. So you can see that if you try to buy, it says quantity 2. So minimum, you have to buy 2 quantities, 2 or more. Okay, so this is what happens when we mark it as minimum as 2. By default it is 1, that you can buy it individually, but in case the minimum quantity is set to 2, then you have to buy minimum 2 quantities. Then sort order, again, do you remember that how exactly the images were being sorted? Similarly, these products are being sorted as per the sort order. Lower the sort order, higher the first the product will be shown up. And then we have a status. So let's say it happened during the COVID time. The government said that any non-essential items will not be sold. So Amazon just went in and marked the status of all the items as 0 instead of as active. Okay. So this way, the status either active or inactive status can be set, and accordingly, those items will be shown on the website or sold on the website. And then viewed, the number of times the item has been viewed, date added, the date on the which the product was added, date modified, the date on which the product was modified. Now, we have gone through all the details about the product. But we have not seen any field which says that what is the name of the product. If you see, every product has a name. It is black, rust, orange, floral, print, tiered, etc. Right? So, where is the name? Name is going to be in product description. Just a minute, let me close other tables. So the name is going to be in product description. Over here, you can see that we have product ID plus language ID. So that this becomes the primary key, product plus language ID. And then we have the name. So now, why do we have a separate table for adding the name? Why couldn't we add it over here just as a column, product name? That's because we have a multilingual website. Any e-commerce website will be a multilingual website. So the name of the product will be in Hindi as well as in English or in any other language. So if we are going to put the language ID plus product ID together as a unique key in this particular table, what will happen is you will see that number of times these other details will keep on repeating for the same product. So if a product has been sold from the Hindi website, yet you will have to go ahead and you have 8 languages on your website, yet you will have to go ahead and update 8 rows in your table. And there's a high possibility that the developer will miss out. So anything which is going to be, this is a normalization which we have done. So instead of repeating it again and again in here, we went ahead and uh, created a separate table. I hope this is clear. In case not, talk to your mentor. So now, once we are done with product description, there are going to be 2 more important things. That is product option and product attribute. Now, you have to understand this particular concept. So you can see, we have seen that the product manufacturer, if you remember, we had manufacturer ID. So accordingly, you will be able to find the name of the manufacturer. Then we have the product name, we just saw in the product description. Then we have the product price, we have seen in the product table. Then we have the sizes. Okay, we have not seen the sizes till now. And so anything which gives you an option to choose, like size, you can choose a size. Okay, any such thing is called an option. Okay, so like size is an option, color can be another option, and there can be another item. Let's say we might have let's take an example. Over here we have color as the item and size as the size is the option, and then we have color also as the option, right? Similarly, in case of laptops, let's look at desktop. Let's look at desktop. So when we are looking at the desktop, let's see whether they have any options or not. In here, we do not have any option, but it might be a possibility that they are giving the same desktop in 16 GB RAM variant, 8 GB RAM variant, 32 GB RAM variant. So depending on that, you can give it as a option in the system. Similarly, SSD drive or maybe a normal hard drive. So those kind of things can be provided as a option. So anything which the customer can choose is called an option, and that will show up in the product option table. So let's go to product option table. Over here, this might be a little bit confusing, but it is not anyway difficult. What you need to do is just pay a little bit of attention. Okay, so over here we are seeing product option ID, which is a unique key. because you can see the product option table is there. So the primary key is product option ID. Then we have product ID, which is going to come from the product table. Then we have option ID, okay, which is going to come from the option table. Let's go and see option table. Oh, so sorry. Just a minute. Over here, let's go ahead and look at the option table. We have option, and then we have option description, then we have option value, and we have option value description. Then we have order option. Is this an option table? No, because it starts with order. Then we have product option. Is this an option table? No, because this is product table. And this we have product option value, which is again a product table. So any option table will start with option. Okay, so now let's open these tables. We have option, option description, option value, and option value description. So now over here we have option as 5. Remember, right now we are learning options. Okay, we will come to the product options after that. Right now we have option ID as 5, 12, and 11. Option 5 in language 1 in English means color, 12 means delivery date, and 11 means size. Okay, let's sort it. 5 is color, 11 is size, 12 is delivery date. Let's ignore delivery date for now and we concentrate only on color and size. Okay. Now, once we have done that, let's go to option value. You can see option value table. Okay, I'm just again showing it to you. Option, then we have option description. Option table मैंने open ही नहीं किया क्या? Sorry, this is the option table. I'm so sorry. That was option description table. This is option table. Option table is 5, 11, and 12. It says that the type is select, select, and date. Okay, select means the user will have to select it. And please do not worry. This is very much particular to OpenCart. This is not a generic thing of select. Okay, but overall, just learn the concept of option ID. So option ID 5, 11, and 12 are there. The type is select. And then we go to option description table, option ID. Again, you will see that the option ID plus language ID are the primary key. So over here again, color and size. So 5 is color and 11 is size. Now option value. Now, what all colors are there in the system? Correct? So that will go into, so now we know that option 5 means color. Okay? But what all colors are there? And we will find them over here. Option value ID 39, 40, 41, 42. Remember these option value IDs. For option ID 5, okay, for option ID 5, we have these option value IDs. For option ID 11, we have these many option IDs. Option ID 5 was color, 11 was size. Okay. Now, once we have seen this, let's go to option value description. If you remember, I opened 4 tables. Option value description is over here. So now let's go to option value description. Over here, let me sort it on the basis option value ID. Again, option value ID plus language ID is the primary key for this table. You can see this. Okay, 39, 40, 41, 42. So option ID is 5, that is size, sorry, color. And option value ID 39, 40, 41, 42. Where did we see the mapping? Over here, option value ID and option ID. Okay, and the name of these options are red, blue, green, yellow. So the color option has 4 values: red, blue, green, yellow. Similarly, the size option has 3 values: small, medium, large. Okay, I'm again going to repeat it for your quick reference. Once you type the option table option over here, you will see option, option description, option value, option value description. Okay, now then we go to option ID. 5, 11, 12. So option table, we see option ID. Then we go to option description. We see option ID and the name of the option. Why do we have this? Because in Hindi language, in case this would have been a Hindi language also, then option value ID 5, language ID 2, and this could have been rang. Okay? Then we move further, option value ID and option ID over here. These are the mapping which we have created. And then we have the option value ID and the name. You might even think कि यहीं पे ऐड कर देना था एक और column that what is going to be the 39 option value ID 39 would mean what. We have not done that because we have to have the language ID as well. In Hindi, it will be called Lal, Neela, Hara, Pila. Okay? That is why we are having this particular layout. Now you might be wondering, what exactly is this going on? Why can't they have just the size option in there? Why are we having such a requirement to create various options in the system? Options are going to be either color or size. No, that's not true. Options in the system can be any. I just showed you when I opened that particular page, I showed you that RAM can be an option, hard disk can be an option, right? CPU can be an option, RAM type can be an option. So anything can become an option. So that, and since OpenCart has been created in such a way that you will be able to sell any item using OpenCart, that's why you are seeing these many options over there. Moreover, this gives you a lot of flexibility. Even if you are going to sell a product, let's say only clothes. So in case of children, you might be having different options. In case of women, you might be having different options. In case of older women, extra large sizes. So various options can come into picture. So do not consider that this is becoming complex. Just think it as a story and try to understand the concept of how options work. In case you are still not clear, talk to your mentor. They will be able to, he or she will be able to explain you properly. But I believe this is not that difficult. You will be able to understand it. Now, so now we understand what are options. Okay. Now we are again going back to product table. Why? Because we were talking about product option. Till now, what we have seen, product, what is the SKU, UPC, image, shipping, price, height, width, etc. The name of the product over here. But in case the product has option, like it has small, medium, large size and red, green, blue colors, then how do we know that which color has which product has which type of option and which type of option values? That will show up in the product option table. So in the product option table, the unique key is product option ID. Then we have product ID. And then we have, let's sort it on the basis of product ID. Now, let's sort it on the basis of product option ID. थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूज करेगा तो प्रोडक्ट आईडी पे करते हैं. So product ID 30 has option ID as 5. Option ID 5 क्या था? Color. Then we have 35 as 11. It was size. Then 42 has two options. Color as well as size. So option 30, product number 30 has only one option, that is color. Product number 35 has only one option, that is size. But product number 42 has two options, color as well as size. Product number 47 has another option called 12, that is date. Let's not worry about date as of now. Okay. Now we know, we will take example of 42 only because we are going to cover both color as well as size. Now, when we see this 42, we have to realize that it has color and size as the two options. But what all colors and what all sizes? We are going to see that in product option value. Can you see the similarity? We saw the option table, then we had option description, then we had option value, then we had option value description. Okay. Similarly, we have product option and then we have product option value. Now, product option value will be like this. So, product option value. Sorry, I opened it over here. Just a second, please. I'm so sorry. So over here we have product option value table. I'm not going to get into the structure. It is very standard. We have the unique key as this one. Let's go to browse. And over here, this is a incremental key. We have product option ID 217. Do you remember what was the product option ID 217? That was for product number 42. But I'm not worried about product number 42. So let's worry about product for number 42 as well. Let's consider product number 42 as well. 217, product option ID 217. Product ID 42 has option ID 5, that is color, and the option value as 40, 39, 40, 41, 42. What was the option value ID over here? Option value description table. See, 39, 40, 41, 42, red, blue, green, yellow. And that's exactly what you are seeing over here. Red, green, blue, yellow. Then we have 227, product option ID 227 for the product number 42. We have sizes, three sizes, 40, 46, 47, 48. What are the three sizes? 46, 47, 48. We have small, medium, large. So देखिए यहाँ पे भी this is product option description, sorry, option value description. The unique ID is option value ID plus language ID. And over here as well, we have option value ID as 46, 47, 48. And accordingly, we can find that what are the colors or the sizes for that particular product. Now, please do note that we have another quantity associated to this. If you remember, I told you that in the product table, we saw that column number 10 was having quantity as one of the values, where we were seeing the total quantity of the product. But over here, we are seeing the total quantity of that particular option for that particular product. So it might be a possibility that the color green has 300 quantity. Color red has 200 quantity. So that is how it has been mentioned over here. Then we have subtract. Again, subtract 0 and 1. I have already explained the same to you. In case this particular item is sold, then will that be reduced or not? That is going to depend upon this particular value. Then we have price, 3, and the prefix is plus. So let's say the product price was 10 rupees. In case the person chooses the red color, we are going to increase the price to 13. Example, we have this item. We have various RAM. Let me find out another one where we have, just a second, please. Depending on the size, depending on the option, the total cost can change. So unfortunately, I'm not able to find a product like that right now. But I believe now you understand that there are times when you have like this one. So you have an option to go ahead with Ryzen. This is again, now you will understand why we have the options. Here we have an option called the CPU, the type of CPU. Okay. And we have the option value as two values. And those option value description will be having the name as Ryzen with Windows 11, Core i5 with Windows 10. Okay. We have these two options. And for both the options, you will see that the prices are going to be different. Over here, sorry. Over here, if you choose this, then this is going to be the price. If you choose this, then this is going to be the price. Okay. So I hope this is clear now. Accordingly, this particular price will be shown. Please note that in case the product has price as 10, if you remember in the product table, we had a price column over here. So let's say the value was 10 over here, and we are adding the option this one, and the value is 3. That doesn't mean price has gone down to 3. This means that 10 plus 3 is going to be over here. Okay. So I hope product option thing is clear. We will move to product attribute. Let me see how much time is left for this. I will explain the product attribute concept in the second video. I think the time is going to get over.